Learning to love art. Depictions of music in art.
Throughout history, artists have frequently created works depicting subjects that were meaningful to them, including religious subjects, historical subjects, or literary subjects. Art, however, not only depicts people, places, and events, but can also provide commentary on other forms of expression. One form of expression that has been depicted time and time again in art is music. Artists have repeatedly depicted scenes related to music in their works, drawing attention to the role music plays in society or what music can mean to us. Let's take a look. Artists who have created works related to music have often made images reflecting on the role music can play in a culture. One such work is Lady at the Virginal with a Gentleman, the music lesson by Johannes Vermeer, which was made in the 1660s. If you are wondering what a virginal is, it is very similar to a harpsichord or a piano. Johannes Vermeer frequently depicted everyday scenes of home life in the Netherlands. Here, we can see an elegant young woman playing a musical instrument in a beautifully furnished house. Can you see the rich and ornate rug on the table? It was probably obtained through trade relations with Asia. People who lived in the Netherlands during this period were very proud to display objects from such foreign countries in their homes. Also, we can see from the girl's studious stance that learning how to play a musical instrument like the virginal would have been an important accomplishment for a well-to-do young lady in 17th century Dutch society. Like so many of Vermeer's paintings, the point of view of Lady at the Virginal with a Gentleman, the music lesson, is that of a person quietly watching from the threshold of the room. The result is that the painting is not only informational, but also a tender and sincere view of a day in the life of a young lady of means. This tenderness and sincerity are some of the artist's most distinctive qualities, and are what make him memorable to this day. This painting is currently displayed at the Picture Gallery in Buckingham Palace. A similar piece of art is the Banjo Lesson by the American artist Henry Osawa Tanner, made in 1893. The old man here is teaching his grandson how to play the banjo. This grandfather is sharing a skill with his grandson that is meaningful to him, and by doing so passes a family tradition to a younger generation. Both this painting and the Vermeer painting rely heavily on natural light, which adds softness to the scene. Tanner depicts the scene between grandfather and grandson with tenderness, and we feel that this is an intimate moment we are being allowed to witness. Another thing these paintings have in common is that they are both genre paintings. Genre paintings are meant to illustrate scenes of ordinary people going about their lives. The people in the banjo lesson are far less well-to-do than the people in the painting by Vermeer, and are depicted in more humble surroundings. Even so, we can see that music is a big part of the cultures of both families, despite the fact that they live in different time periods and countries, as well as different social circumstances. You can see this painting at the Hampton University Museum in Virginia. One further example of how art can reflect music's role in a culture is the painting Achilles in his tent with Patroclus, playing a lyra, surprised by Ulysses and Nestor by Giuseppe Cades, made around 1782. This painting depicts characters from the Greek epic poem the Iliad. Here, as the title indicates, we can see the Greek hero Achilles playing a lyra, which was a stringed instrument popular in ancient Greece. His friend Patroclus is hovering to his right. It is important to note that the Iliad is a story of war, and that Achilles and Patroclus were both Greek soldiers fighting in a war against the city of Troy that lasted for 10 years. Despite the fact that they are both in the midst of the war, we can see that these characters are taking the time to enjoy music together. As a result, we receive a strong sense of the importance of music and the lyra in particular in Greek culture. We can see that playing music was an activity friends could share together, even in difficult times. You can see this painting at the Louvre. One artist who was particularly inspired by music was the American artist James Abbott McNeill Whistler. Many of his paintings take their titles from musical compositions, such as symphonies and nocturnes. One famous work amongst Whistler's musically inspired paintings is Nocturne in Black and Gold, made in 1875. It is hard to make out what this painting is supposed to represent. Instead of being something easily recognizable, like the paintings we have seen previously in this lesson, This painting seems to only be made up of flecks of black and gold paint. Even so, we can see that in many ways this painting is designed to echo a musical composition. Like a piece of music that is labeled a nocturne, this painting makes us think about the night. Also, the artist draws our attention to the way the painting is made up exclusively of dabs of paint, similar to the way a piece of music is made up exclusively of musical notes. This may seem like a radical way to approach making art. The well-renowned English critic John Ruskin thought so too. His criticisms of the painting were so harsh that Whistler filed a lawsuit against him. Evidently, Nocturne in Black and Gold can be considered an extremely innovative work of art. It can be seen at the Detroit Institute of Arts. I hope that this lesson has helped you to see that artists often derive inspiration from music. We can see that artists have approached this theme from a wide variety of perspectives, ranging from depictions of people playing musical instruments to more abstract evocations of what music means. One thing that remains constant throughout these many differing works of art is the emphasis on music as an important part of cultures across history.